And here's the mother-in-law the guy likes.
And, children, you should have been at the lecture last night.
Oh, wait just a minute, Lily. You went to another lecture last night?
Yes.
Well, how many is that you've been to this week?
4.
Oh, Mother, isn't that overdoing it?
No, I really don't have too much to do in the evenings. And after I walk around shopping all day, where else can a girl sit down, take off her shoes, and improve her mind at the same time?
Lily, most of the subjects you listen to are so impractical.
Well, at the lecture last night, the one I attended, I heard the most provocative opening statement that I'd heard all year.
What was that, Mother?
Why, the lecturer said that any person in this day and age who thinks he's normal should see a psychiatrist.
Oh, really? What does this man do for a living?
Oh, he's a psychiatrist.
Well, there's nothing like opening your speech with a commercial.
Well, as a matter of fact, he's retired. But in his approach to the family problem, Dr. Klippmeyer...
Dr. Klippmeyer?
Yes, he was one of the most famous psychiatrists in Vienna years ago.
I've never heard of him.
Well, he must have been very important because he told us, modestly, of course, that at the height of his practice, he had 5 couches going simultaneously.
5 couches?
And a Morris chair for borderline cases. Well, anyway, the doctor said, I'll get it. I think it's Hilda.
Good morning, Lily.
Well, good morning, Hilda. You're just in time for breakfast.
Well, I've already eaten, but in Dr. Klippmeyer's language, my alter ego could stand the second helping. Good morning, Aunt Ruth.
Good morning, Hilda.
Oh, Hilda, listen. Keep Mother company while Matt drives me over to the pet shop, huh?
Oh, Ruth, I tell you, there's nothing wrong with that goldfish.
Matt, look at him. Poor Oscar. He can barely move. His eyes are half closed, and he's gasping for air.
Honey, you sent me off to work many a day in worse condition and thought nothing of it.
Darling, it will only take a few minutes.
Oh, all right. Come on, Oscar. You wanted in surgery.
Goodbye. Do you want another egg, Hilda?
No, I'll just finish these flapjacks.
Hilda, you finished the flapjacks. That's a plate you're trying to cut.
Maybe it's just like Dr. Klippmeyer says. My subconscious sublimates the desire of the conscious.
Wasn't he a fascinating speaker?
Brilliant. Especially his dissertation on the relation between children and their in-laws. Ooh, that's so important to keep in mind.
I'll never forget his wonderful analysis of the tension symptoms.
Tension symptoms?
Mm-hmm.
I must have slept through that part.
Oh, Hilda, it was so interesting. He explained that in many cases where an in-law lives with either her son or daughter,
yes,
there comes a time when a tension develops. And the first indication of this condition is an innocent suggestion by the children that the in-law take a trip of some kind.
Come to think of it, that's so true. When I lived with my son-in-law, a tension must have arisen because he continually suggested that I take a trip.
Any specific place?
No, he just kept saying, get lost. Oh, but you're so lucky, Lily. Ruth adores you, and Nat is crazy about you. You'll never have to face that problem.
I know, and every day I count my blessings. When I came here a year ago,
Ruth, didn't I tell you there was nothing wrong with Oscar?
Of all things. Will you please tell your friend Pete when he comes over and can't finish his scotch and soda to throw it in the sink and not in the fish bowl? How was I to know the poor thing was hungover?
Well, I only saw Pete do it once. I guess I should have gotten suspicious when I saw Oscar throw gravel at the cat.
Very funny.
Oh.
We've had that fish ever since we were married, and I think it's very inconsiderate of Pete.
All right, honey. I'll talk to him. See, you worry about such trifles when there are other things much more important.
Such as?
Lily?
What about Mother?
Well, all those stupid lectures she goes to, honey. Can't you see she's bored? I'd like to do something for her that would give her a lift. You know, a surprise of some kind.
Oh, really, Matt? I don't think that Mother...
Wait a minute. Ruth, I've got it. Why don't we change her surroundings? You know, redecorate a room?
Oh, but, honey, that would be expensive.
Oh, forget it. After all, she does spend a lot of time up there, and it would let her know how welcome she was. We could do it in a couple of days and surprise her.
Surprise her?
Sure.
Oh, then you don't want her here while we're doing it.
Oh, no. That would take away all the fun. And besides, she would be inconvenienced. See, I've got a great idea. We can suggest that she takes a trip.
Oh, that was a wonderful breakfast, Lily. What time is it?
12:30.
Oh, my goodness, I missed lunch. Oh, well, I guess we have to make some sacrifices when we're dieting. Lily, where can I get this Dr. Clipmeyer's book?
You can get the book at Walby's. And don't forget to read that chapter on the tension symptom. I think it's called Do Your Children Love You, or Have They Asked You to Take a Trip?
Mother!
In here, dear. We're just getting up from the breakfast table. How's Oscar?
Oh, he's fine. He's taking the pledge. Lily,
Yes, Matt?
Ruth and I were just thinking, how would you like to take a trip?
What?
You know, get away for a couple of days. Do you a world of good.
Take a trip. But, well, do you really want me to go?
Oh, we insist.
Oh, dear.
Mother, what's the matter?
Oh, nothing, dear. Nothing at all. Hilda, come up to my room. I want to talk to you.
Well, look at that, Ruth. We've made her so happy she's all broken up.
Lily, will you stop crying?
But it's all so ironical. Last night I was warned, and today it's happened.
It's so hard to believe.
And it's their way of telling me they don't want me around. And I'm going to do the only thing. I'm going back to Philadelphia.
You do no such thing, Lily. This is a crisis, and we must face it calmly. Maybe we can figure out something. Well, let's go for a drive. It will help clear your mind, and maybe you'll feel better if you knock over a few objects.
Hilda, I've made up my mind. I'm going back to the house and tell the children that I'm returning to Philadelphia.
Oh, but Lily, you promised you'd stay here at my apartment for a couple of days to think things over.
Oh, what's the use? My children don't want me. It's as simple as that.
But, Lily, please.
No, Hilda. You bought Dr. Clipmeyer's book. He says at the first sign of tension, the wise mother-in-law will make a clean break.
Oh, hogwash. What does he know? Has he ever been a mother-in-law?
Hilda, I've made up my mind. When I get to the house, I'm going to rush up to my room, throw all of my things in a bag, and leave.
Aren't you going to leave any message?
I don't think it's necessary.
Well, I'd like you to write one little note, that if any gentlemen call you up, have Ruth give them my number. For goodness sakes, Lily, what's your hurry?
Oh, I'm sorry, Hilda. I'm so upset I didn't realize it. Was I going fast?
Fast? When you passed that last gas station, the flying red horse turned white. Lily, won't you reconsider?
Well, what is there to reconsider?
I'm sure the children didn't mean it that way.
Well, I'm willing to find out. I'll have a talk with them, and we'll see.
Okay. Now let's go in smiling and happy, like we don't suspect anything.
All right. Oh, Hilda, I've been so happy here all year. I just pray that I've misjudged them. Nat! Ruth!
Lily, wouldn't you rather be alone with them?
Well, perhaps. You can wait. Ruth! Nat! That's funny, Hilda. They're not home. Hilda, look at that. My suitcases are on the stairway.
Yes, and they look like they're already packed. Boy, are they anxious.
And look, my room, it's empty. Oh, Hilda, I've been dispossessed.
Yes, and in such a cruel fashion. At least when my son-in-law threw me out, he gave me cab fare.
on, Hilda. Let's get out of here. Oh, my goodness.
What's wrong?
Well, look at this card on the floor. Louis de la Font. How do you like that? They've already rented my room.
Everything's fine. Lily's at her friend Hilda's house for a couple of days. We haven't been in touch with her because we didn't want her to get suspicious about the fact that we're redecorating her room. Ruth!
Yes, dear?
You know that stuff we took out of your mother's room and put in the garage? A Louis XIV four-poster bed, an English Queen Anne wingback chair, some early American chintz curtains, an Italian Renaissance whatnot, and a Persian rug. How'd you ever collect such a mixed-up selection of stuff?
Mother can never go to an auction without recognizing a friend and waving her arm. You'd be surprised what she ends up buying.
Yeah, but her room had no motif. You know, it looked like the United Nations that met there, and each delegate left a souvenir.
Well, we won't let Monsieur de la Font see a single thing, so he can judge what sort of surroundings Mother should have.
Well, that's a good...
Oh, I'll get it.
All right.
Hello?
Ruth, this is Hilda.
Oh, hi, Hilda. Taking good care of Mother?
Better care than some people I know.
What are you talking about?
Look, Ruth, you can speak frankly because your mother can't hear us. She's in the bedroom weeping.
Weeping? Why? What happened?
As if you didn't know. As soon as she left the house, you evict her.
Evict her? Are you crazy?
Ruth, we came back and saw all the furniture gone and all her suitcases packed. You and Nat ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Why, the body's still warm.
Oh, for goodness sake, Hilda, we're redecorating Mother's room to surprise her.
You're what?
Well, that's why we suggested she take a trip.
Then you're... that's why... there's no... Why did we make a boo-boo?
Hilda, do you mean that Mother actually thinks a thing like that?
She not only thinks that, she's going back to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia? Oh, that's terrible.
I know, I've been there, too.
Look, Hilda, you just can't let her go back. Her room will be finished tomorrow night. If only there was some way you could smooth things over without giving away our secret.
Don't worry, Ruth. Leave it to me.
Well, all right, Hilda, but whatever you do, be subtle. Got it?
Oh, I'll be subtle. I'll lock her in the room. No, that won't do it. Oh.
Here she comes now. I gotta hang up.
Hilda! I'm in here, Lily. Oh, Hilda, I'm going to the airport. Would you mind driving me?
All right, Lily. Oh, I guess it's best that you're not around for the next 2 days.
What are you talking about?
That was my doctor on the phone. The test just came back.
Test? What test?
I had a complete physical examination last week.
What day, Hilda?
No day, last week. When they give me a physical, they got a lot of ground to cover. And I've got... Oh, well, why talk about it now?
Is it serious, dear?
Well, the doctor just put it this way. Hilda, he said, don't buy any long playing records.
Hilda, you get right into bed. I'm not leaving.
Oh, bless you, dear. Ooh, help me onto the bed and you sit where I can see you.
All right, dear. There. Now, don't worry. I'll be right here at your side.
Lily, open that drawer and get out what's in it.
Very well. This one with the aspirin and the bicarbonate?
Oh, no. The one below it. With a box of fudge and the canasta there.
What? But Hilda, you're ill.
Oh, yes, I know I'm fading fast, dear. But that's how I want to go, playing and eating.
Hilda, are you sure this is serious?
Oh, the doctor tried to spare me, but I know it must be very serious.
Why?
When I left, he took my hand, and there was a tear in his eye as he said, Hilda, I don't want to alarm you, I'm sure everything will be all right. But just to be on the safe side, would you mind paying your bill before you leave the
Honey, that's awful, Lily, thinking we're trying to get rid of
Oh,
her.
don't worry, Matt. I'm sure Hilda will find a way to keep her in town. And once she sees her new room, Oh, that must be the decorator now. I'll get it there.
Okay.
Bonjour, chérie. Permit me. I am Louis.
Come in, monsieur. This is my husband.
Ah, la decorator. Pleased to meet vous.
Merci. You speak French?
Yeah, but I never use it.
Why not?
I learned it in the army.
I understand perfectly. Now, where's the room you wish to transform into a thing of beauty?
Oh, it's upstairs, Monsieur Delafont. Follow me, please.
Of course.
Monsieur Louis, do you think you can get this job done by tomorrow night?
Certainement, monsieur, it is nothing. Remember, in France, I was the only decorator who was decorated for decorating.
Well, here's the room, monsieur.
Very nice. It has possibilities. Before I start, monsieur, I must know something about your mother-in-law's personality. I must picture her in my mind. Tell me about her taste. For example, what kind of hats does she like to wear? Does she prefer flowers in her hat or feathers?
Feathers.
Good. She is for the birds. I think I have the perfect picture of your mother. She is a woman of rare taste. I would say her favorite color is...
Red.
Green.
Yellow.
Just as I thought. She is mad for plaid. Now, as for the furniture itself, do you suppose she would like early Chippendale, early Sheraton, or early Hepplewhite?
What have you got in early wholesale?
Look, Monsieur Delafont, we'll leave the whole thing up to you. You know your business, and we know you'll do a good job for us.
Do not concern yourself, madame. I will pick out precisely the sort of thing I think your mother should have. Leave your worries on the shelf.
Fine.
And while you are doing that, you'll find my bill right next to your worry.
Fine.
Now, who can that be? Excuse me, miss.
Hello? Ruth, she's escaped. Lily's gone. She's got away.
What?
It wasn't my fault. I went to the refrigerator to get a little snack. And when I turned around an hour later, she was gone.
What's wrong?
Mother's gotten away. Quick, Hilda, where do you think she went? Where can we find her?
I think she's headed for the airport. That's south. So with her sense of direction, I'd advise you to look northwest and east.
All right, Hilda, thank you. We'll try to find her. Bye. Matt, I'll grab a cab and try to head her off to the airport.
Yeah.
You take the car and try to trace her.
Can I be of assistance?
No, thanks. You just keep working.
Now, this is a surprise for my mother-in-law, and it's more important than ever that we get this job finished. Come on, honey, let's go.
You, service station attendant, young man.
Yes, madam.
Would you mind telling me how to get to the airport?
You go up here to Wilshire, take a right on Westwood Boulevard. At Santa Monica Boulevard, take a right to Sepulveda, then take a left to Century Boulevard, then a right, and you're there.
Thank you.
Hey, just a minute, lady. Don't you think you ought to write it down? This is the 4th time I've given you the same direction. How come you keep winding up back here?
Well, half the way there I forget, and I have to come all the way back.
Well, I get off in an hour. The guy who takes my place will be named Willard.
Thank you, Richard. You're very pleasant. And, well, I guess it's silly to ask, but
Oh, no. What is it, lady?
am I entitled to any green stamps for this?
Ruth!
Matt, Did you find her?
No, didn't you?
No.
Flight number 51, North American Airlines, leaving for Philadelphia, gate 3. All aboard, please.
Well, did you look on the plane? Maybe she got past you.
No, I never thought of
Well,
that.
look out. I can just make it.
Hold that plane!
Be careful, Matt.
Ruth, where's Matt going?
To Philadelphia. Mother! You're here! Oh, Matt! Matt!
Matt! Matt!
Have a nice trip. Oh, no.
My, I wish I'd known he was going to Philadelphia. I have 2 letters in my purse, and he could have mailed them for me.
Mother.
Oh, Matt, I'm so sorry I inconvenienced you.
It was no trouble. I got off the plane at Albuquerque.
Then what did you do?
Well, I did what everybody does. I bought 6 Indian blankets. Ruth, have you shown Lily the surprise?
No, and I had quite a problem in keeping it from her. Louis, you may unlock the room now. I'm as anxious to see it as Mother.
Right this way, madame. I open the door.
Oh, my goodness.
What is it, Mother?
My room.
I think it captures your mood. A little casual, but from the description your children gave me, I thought it would fit you perfectly. A Louis XIV 4-poster bed, an English Queen Anne wingback chair, early American chintz curtains, Italian Renaissance whatnot, and a Belgian rug to complete the picture. What do you think, madame?
What do I think? Dear, I think it's lovely.
Now, here again is our star, Spring Byington.
Thank you. I'd like to take a moment to tell you that this is our last broadcast of December Bride for the time being. We hope to be back with you soon. It's been great fun for all of us here. It's been great fun with these stories of the lovable mother-in-law. And I wanted particularly to thank the hundreds and hundreds of you who have been writing to tell us every week how much you enjoyed the show. So until we're back with you again, this is Spring Byington saying thank you so much.
Starring Spring Byington, created and directed by Clark Levy. Today's reported script was written by Stanley Adams and Bob Schiller. Featured in the cast were Hal March as Matt, Doris Singleton as Ruth, Verna Felton as Hilda, and Alan Reed as Pete. With Paul Dubov, Peter Leeds, Stanley Adams, and Tim Graham. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.